Alright, hey guys, this is Zorn bringing you a short video tutorial on browsing with MasterCard. Apparently, a lot of you know exactly what you're looking for but can't find it, despite how intuitive I think this interface is. So, this video will help these people out. It presupposes that you know the dimensions and materials that you want to work with, or at least the properties of the materials, if you just sort of want to browse and see what's available and find the cheapest option that will work for you. If you know nothing about materials, you should probably read Captain Slug's guide for starters, and this video is not going to help you at all. If you don't know what dimensions you're looking at, then I don't know. That's sort of important and pretty trivial to figure out. So if you can't figure that out, I guess go back to putting couplers on knife finders or something. Anyways, let's go ahead and search for something. Up here we have the McMaster-Carr search bar, which will pretty much find you anything that you're looking for. And look for plastic, look for a specific plastic, look for um, fittings for either pipe or tube, and it'll bring up a list of relevant things. So let's say we're looking for pipe fittings, it'll bring us here. If we're looking for tube fittings, we can choose that. We can choose tube fittings here, and then so let's just go back to plastics, and suppose we're looking for a replacement plunger tube to put in a stock shell. So we know what dimensions we want, but we don't know exactly what materials are available and what their pricing is. So we can choose round tubes, choose our outside diameter. The maximum outside diameter allowable by the rear half of the Big Bad Bow shell is 1.5 inches, so I just chose 1.5. And now we see a list of available inside diameters from the various products. There's 45 products, and so immediately we already have a list with pricings. Once we've narrowed our search down to less than 75 or so products, McMaster will give us a list of all the available products that match our search and the prices, but so far this is still sort of cluttered and not very helpful, and inside diameter of 1/2 inch is not going to give us a lot of plunger volume. So suppose we're just looking to maximize our volume for now, so we choose the maximum inside diameter, and that's narrowed us down to a single product, which nylon tube in 1/32 inch wall. Suppose now at this point that we realize we do not want to work with nylon for whatever reason, and so we want to undo um, that last narrowing down and go back to the previous page. Hitting back in your browser is not going to be what you want to do. Oh, that actually worked. Okay. Usually when you hit back in your browser, it doesn't work. It'll take you back to one of the original pages, and it's not very reliable. For some reason, it worked that time. The better option is up here. McMaster tracks the specifications that you've been narrowing down your search by, and so we chose the largest inside diameter available, and it brought us a single product that we don't want to work with. So we can undo the inside diameter just by clicking up here, and it'll take us back to this page where we can choose the next step up and hope that it gives us more materials to work with. And so now we have 4 products, and we can choose nylon pops up again, but we don't want to work with that. So let's say we're going to go with polycarbonate, and so we can just choose our product and enter out how much we want here. For tubing and various other products, they're either sold in set sizes or per foot cut to length sections. So this polycarbonate tubing is actually cut to length, so we can order a single foot of it. If we were looking at the nylon tube, it was sold in 5-foot lengths, and so over here, instead of the box and feet next to it, it said box and each, and so we would order 2 sections, each 5 feet. Um, and so that's just McMaster's way of, keeping you informed of how these materials are being supplied to you. Now, that covers pretty much everything in the interface, apart from the catalog page, which is actually something that I found useful. Generally, browsing the catalog isn't very helpful. I mean, there's a lot of information, and there's no way to search this catalog or narrow it down. So here we have the catalog page for polycarbonate and rods, tubes, and so if you were just looking at tubes in general, there's no way to compare between polycarbonate tube, polyester tube, PVC tube, or whatever other plastic you want to work with. But for some things, such as springs in particular, the catalog page is actually very useful. If we go ahead and choose some arbitrary outside diameter, say we're looking for something slightly bigger than 0.844, which is the Pluspo size, because we want another spring to go over that. We can choose, let's say 1 1/4, and so available are compression and continuous length compressions. Springs, we have them here, and these are our spring rates. Wow, these springs are massive. Wow. Alright, 64 pounds per inch, 3 inches, so that's about 2 inches of compression. So this is a 120 pound spring. This is not what we're looking for a Nerf gun, so instead we'll go ahead and look at the continuous length compression springs. And there's not a lot of options, and it also doesn't display the constant or the CPI, which are sort of very important when buying continuous length compression springs. So we'll go ahead and go to the catalog page, which will bring up the two products, their spring constant, which isn't actually in pounds per inch. This is the McMaster constant, which is pound coils per inch, or pounds times coils per inch. And they derive that from the theoretical constant given by the outer diameter, wire diameter, and CPI count. There's a thread in Homemades called Springs, which I have a post detailing how to use the McMaster constant to derive useful values for your springs. And also on the bottom of the first page, Doom has a post where he links to an engineering site for springs, where it gives the theoretical equations and calculations behind springs. So that's a useful reference when you're browsing continuous length compression springs. So now that we're on this page, we see a lot more options, and we can choose either larger or smaller diameter, since when you're working with springs, you're not too restricted on what you want. So say we want to go with 1 1/8 inch, just because it gives us something that's slightly easier to work with, and so we can go ahead and choose this. And sold in packs of 1. Wow, that's an expensive spring. Usually for $5 you can get a pack of 5, but say this is a custom built gun, we're only doing a one-off, so we can go ahead and just get 1 pack of 1. And yeah, I think that's about it.